Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Deepak Kumar, and today, as I promised earlier in the last video, that I will discuss question number 23, the second approach. So, let's discuss the question again. Now, question says merge k sorted list. In this question, we will be given a vector of list. The k where k is the number of lists. It can be from 0 to 500. So, what we have to do is to merge them. So in the last video, we have used the brute force approach where we have stored every element in a vector, then sorted them, then stored in a new list. So today we are going to try a new approach. So for this, I will just comment out my old code and we will be using the code of merge to list of question number 21, which I discussed earlier. So I'm just gonna use this one directly. However, I will discuss it here. Here I am gonna take two lists, temp1 and temp2, at list1 and list2. Then we will then we will declare a new list, list3, which will contain a dummy data of 0. Then making it then allocating its value in current so that we can use that to traverse. Then using while loop, we will travel until unless any of them reaches the null pointer. As soon as it reaches the null pointer, the while loop will break. But so let's go inside the while loop. What if temp1 has a greater value than temp2? Like, for example, temp1 contains 1, 2, and 5, while temp2 contains 0, 2, and 3. So, since 1 is greater than 0, so what we will do is to assign that temp2's value in current, and then we will iterate current and temp2. And same if in the else section, as if if temp2 is not smaller, then it will be either equal or greater than or smaller or greater. And after the if after my while loop breaks, then there will be only two cases. Either each of them remains or both fits the null pointer. So basically, there will be at least and at most one list which will not which will not reach the null pointer. So we will just directly add that value in the temp2 in the current. Here, if temp2 is not haven't reached the null pointer, we will assign that node in the current directory. Else, if temp1 hasn't reached the null pointer, we will assign that node in the current, and then we will return the list tree. Now, as some of you were thinking that we have used the dummy data here to initialize the node, so why not? So, won't it give a wrong result? Then no, as we are iterating and returning the second one, not the dummy one. Now, moving on to our main work, what we will do is to start a for loop. It will go from 0 to list.size, and what we will do, so we will call that function. Now, why so? Now, as you can see, if there are, for example, in this question, there are three lists. So, what is my intention? It is to first of all send these two in the function, then have a return of a bigger one, then send that the resultant and this one. So ultimately, I will have a merge list of all the three. and we will continue it until it reaches the last list. So what we will send? We will first send I. Let's remove it, make it 1, as we are just directly using 0 in every iteration. Now we can directly return the list 0 here. But let's make some optimization. If my list size is 0, then what we will do is to return a null pointer. If the size of my list is 1, then what we will do is to return that list. No need to go through the loop. Now, as all the loop and the function has been called, what we will do is to return the value. Now let's check for the test cases. Now, as you can see, all the test cases which are given I have already been passed. So let's check for some of our own. In this one, I will just keep all of them empty. So let's see what will be my answer. As you can see, all the test cases that I have built has been cleared. So let's try submitting this code. As you can see, all the test cases have been cleared. This is quite a optimized approach, as it just runs on O n log n, O n square, and it has space complexity of 1, while my older code was having a single loop mode and was of space complexity n. Thank you. And if you want such more contents on DSA, then please follow us, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.